But first, we begin with that breaking news in the Boston Marathon bombings. Surviving bombing suspect Dzhokhar Tsarnaev appeared in federal court late this morning for the first time in nearly 1.5 years. Today was the final hearing before his terror trial begins in January. Victims and family members were at the courthouse in Boston, as well as protesters who support Tsarnaev remained outside. Eyewitness News reporter Jared Pliner was inside the courtroom. He's live from Boston now with more for us.
Danielle, good afternoon from Moakley Federal Court here in South Boston. Just a few minutes before we came on air, the convoy carrying Dzhokhar Tsarnaev left the Moakley courthouse back to where he is being held. This was after several hours of his being here this morning. Now, this final hearing, as you mentioned, was really about a final status update, about final housekeeping before jury selection begins on January the 5th. And then, as you say, the real significance, Tsarnaev here for the first time in a very long time. He was wearing a black zip-up, white shirt, and gray pants. His hair, while wild, was more or less what you remember, also facial hair, and he rubbed his eyes a lot, did not seem to be on edge or tight, very calm, very relaxed. Video from his arrival this morning, that convoy that we mentioned the last time, July 2013, for his arraignment when Tsarnaev was in court. Some of those injured in the bombings were and as were demonstrators who support Tsarnaev. They say he is falsely accused, that his rights have been violated. The media presence, as you can imagine, is incredible here. A mob scene. It's hard to maneuver, especially when people come out of court and you're trying to get a mic in their face and there are cameras all over the place. Just a crush of reporters from all over the globe, quite literally. Now, what's going to happen next in early January the 5th, as I mentioned? More than 1,000 prospective jurors will file into the Moakley courthouse for days and days of jury selection process. That should take about a week in and of itself, perhaps even more. Jury of 12, 6 alternates to be seated, and then we settle in for a 4 to 6 month trial. Again, the government is seeking the death penalty. Tsarnaev accused of killing 4 individuals, injuring 260 others in April 2 years ago. For now, live in Boston with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Jared Pliner, Eyewitness News.
Jared, thank you. And our coverage of the marathon bombings continues online. You'll find in-depth coverage on our website, including a timeline of events leading up to the January trial for the Boston Marathon bombing suspect. And stay with Eyewitness News for all of the day's developments starting tonight on Eyewitness News, live at 5.